Hey, if you want to learn how to generate PWM and SPWM signal into the MATLAB, then this is the video for you. So without wasting time, let's get started. So first we'll take all the necessary components. For that we go to library and then we go to sources, and in sources we'll take one constant and another one is repeating sequence, right? Then we want to compare both the signals. So for that we'll go to logic bit operation and we'll take one relation operator, and that is here we have that relational operator. And to observe the output we'll take one scope. So now we have all the required components to generate PWM signal. Now we'll understand, using this constant block we can generate a constant signal of any given amplitude. So over here we are going to enter the amplitude. This one is the repeating sequence. Using this block we have to enter two values to generate our required signal. Generally we generate sawtooth wave using this repeating sequence. This indicates the time at particular point and this will indicate the magnitude at that particular time. So let us assume that for every 1 second we want to generate a pulse, right? So the magnitude over here is 2, which is double than the constant magnitude, right? That is fine. And the third one is repeating sequence. So using this block we are comparing both the signals. So when we want to generate the pulse, when the magnitude of this constant block is higher than the magnitude of this repeating sequence, at that time we want a pulse. So for that we'll select greater than. Okay, and now let's run the circuit. There we go. So here you can see it's our constant, this is the sawtooth wave, and the result of these two is the pulses we are getting. And now let's see all of these three signal in one scope so that we can have a better comparison. So here you can see when the DC signal is higher than this sawtooth wave, we are getting this pulse, and when the magnitude of this DC signal is lower, then we'll get 0 in output. Now if you want to change the width of this pulse, you just need to change the magnitude of DC signal. This is how you can achieve it. Now we are going to generate the SPWM signal, and for that, instead of this constant block, we'll use a sine wave, and we'll compare this sine wave and this sawtooth wave and generate the SPWM signal. So let's just do that thing. So we have got the sine wave block. We'll replace that block. Okay, so now we'll quickly modify a few of the things. We'll open this sine wave, and instead of this 1 radian per second, we'll reduce it to 0.5. And now we'll make few changes in this repeating sequence. We'll make few changes, like we'll add 0, 0.5 and 1 second. So at 0.5 second we want the magnitude of 2, and at 1 second again we want it at 0. So every 1 second we'll have a pulse, right? And now we'll run. So here you can see that initially the pulse width is less, and as you approach the peak of the signal, the pulse width increases, and again as you reach at 180-degree, the pulse width reduces. From the center on the left hand side there are 2 signals, and from this center on the right hand side there are 3 signals, practically, which is not allowed. So what you need to do is you need to adjust the frequency of this signal and the sine wave in such a manner that you have even distribution of these pulses. I have not looked at about that thing because right now the tutorial is just to show how you can generate this thing. But I'm planning to create an animated video on PWM and SPWM signals right? So if you are interested in watching those theoretical concepts and importance of the theoretical concepts of PWM and SPWM through animation, just write that thing in comments below, and if I have a good numbers of feedback, I'll definitely make video on that topic. So right now, this is how you can generate SPWM signal using sine wave and triangular wave. So now let's close it. Now we'll go for the another method, that is generating pulses using pulse generator. We'll go here and write, and here we have the pulse generator. We'll add the pulse generator. Now when you open this pulse generator, you can see varieties of things. This amplitude represents the peak value of the pulse. The second is period, which defines the time for complete cycle. We'll keep it as 5. The pulse width defines the amount of time for which the pulse is on. So let's keep it as 50%. So for the 50% of time pulse is on, and for the 50% of time pulse is off. The phase delay will define the delay in pulse. Run it. So from here you can see that the amplitude is 1. The period is 5 seconds. So from here our period of the signal is 5. Pulse width is 50%. So the 50% of 5 is 2.5. So for 2.5 second it's on, and for the 2.5 second it's off. And the phase delay, right now we have provided phase delay of 0. Now let us make few changes. Instead of this 50, let's make it 20 and observe the changes. Run and see the difference. Right, so this is what the pulse width creates, and using this block you can generate pulse the way you want. So that's it from this video. This is how you can generate PWM signal, SPWM signal using comparison and directly using pulse generator. If you want to learn more about MATLAB using tutorials, then you can visit my playlist MATLAB tutorials, where I have created varieties of tutorial to learn MATLAB from 0 to 100. So until we meet again in our next video, till the time, bye bye.